So right off the back, I know that I'm not this movie's target audience, but I figured, you know what, I want to check it out, see what it's all about. I had nothing better to do, so I went by myself, checked it out. Yeah, it was creepy, but hey, I watched the movie, and I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts.
Oh my god. I don't know what's gonna happen tonight. At this point, I can't remember who loves us and who hates us. Let's make tonight our bitch.
There's a bigger threat still out there.
Let's just keep our heads down and stay under the radar.
How's that under the radar plan working out, Highness?
Not so much.
So Vampire Academy is pretty much what you'd expect it to be. It's Mean Girls mixed with Twilight with a sprinkle dust of Harry Potter. It's all these things mixed into one movie, which ultimately makes the movie just overcluttered and unnecessary. Now I'm going to try to speak about the story of this film, but understand that I still don't really know what the hell was going on for mostly the entire film. What it is that this one girl is a princess and she has a guardian, and they're both vampires, but they're both different types of vampires. Ultimately, this film has 3 types of vampires. I think that's what they were saying. And all 3 types of vampires are all different. One vampire doesn't need blood, one vampire does need blood, and then you have the really, really bad vampire that wants to take out everybody because it just wants to kill. And ultimately, the princess vampire is protected by the guardian vampire, and the bad vampires want to kill her or take her or make her into something, and I don't know, it's a lot going on, and all that is being mixed into the world of Mean Girls. It's got the one-liners, the witty humor of Mean Girls, but the jokes don't hit as often as Mean Girls, I guess you can say. But it still tries to be Mean Girls with vampire and blood, and still has love triangles and romance all over the place. So it's trying to make fun of Twilight, but ultimately what it does is it becomes Twilight. You know what I mean? Like, it's trying to make fun of Twilight. Sure, it's taking shots about how vampires don't sparkle and all this other stuff. But ultimately what it ends up being is, in an attempt to make fun of Twilight, it just became Twilight. It was kind of boring and kind of like unusual to watch. I mean, it's not a horrible movie. I mean, it's pretty bad, but it was mostly just boring. I mean, the 2 main girls are super hot, and the one chick, I don't know what her name is, but she has cool one-liners. She's constantly doing like these one-liners, witty things, kind of like Ellen Page and Juno, just kind of throwing them out there. It does all this voiceover work where she's telling what's going on, which is kind of weird at the beginning, but it somehow seems to make sense of the story. And I guess what happens is that she ran away, she stole the princess, nobody knows why she did it, and when they catch them, they come back to the academy, and the film just kind of goes. Ultimately, it's what it sounds like. It's Mean Girls and Twilight mixed into a world of Harry Potter. I mean, there's magic, there's spells, there's powers, there's no real action in the movie. There's characters that just come in and out, you don't understand why. Ultimately, at the end, you don't really know what the hell happened. I mean, I feel like the ending could have just been justified by, hey, can you please help me? And that would have ended it. Instead, it's like a whole big obstacle course to get there. So ultimately, Vampire Academy is what I expected. I didn't expect anything good, but I was hoping that maybe it would have been something that I could have watched, and I hated for watching it. And ultimately, it's pretty pointless to watch. I mean, there's nothing here. I mean, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't progress the story at the end. It's setting up for a sequel that we know is never going to happen because there's no way in hell that this is going to sell. Maybe it would have worked as a TV series on the CW, but as a film, it just didn't work. I mean, one-liners are funny every once in a while, but ultimately the movie's just very, very boring. So Vampire Academy is what it is. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. I mean, it's below average, but it's not complete trash. I mean, you can watch it. You're going to be bored for most of the movie, and you might get into the lore a little bit. I think it was kind of cool with what they did with some of the lore, how there was 3 different types of vampires. Ultimately, that's it. They even tried to throw in some werewolves in there at the end. I don't know. The movie's what it is. It's 2 out of 5. If you are into the book maybe, or into this kind of story, love triangle vampire stuff, you might like this movie, but I just didn't. Besides the fact that the girl's hot and they throw in some TV actors that I've seen from other TV shows, ultimately the movie's just not a good movie. It's just whatever. So make sure you guys comment below and let me know if you guys checked out Vampire Academy or if I was the lonely man that went to see this. I didn't hate myself when I left. I was just kind of, it was a nice, I needed to waste time until something opened and I went to watch this. So it makes sense why I watched it. But if you guys watched it, comment below. Let me know if you liked it. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, like this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my videos and keep sharing them and stuff. I really appreciate it. So that's all I got to say. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you guys later. Makes me want Guillermo del Toro to make that movie more than ever. Like, if he takes some of the stories they're doing in this one, it's awesome. So, I mean,
I'm not crazy about Constantine. I think
he's cocky as fuck.
I love him, and I love Hellblazer, but his solo series just has not done it for me.
I haven't read his solo
Yeah.
series, but from what I read, when I read Justice League Dark, I'm like, man, this guy's one cocky son of a bitch, man.
Oh, I love John Constantine. He's one of my all-time favorites. Gotta read the old Vertigo Hellblazer series.
See what's inside. All right, right off the back, we can see the soundtrack, which I'm hearing is supposed to be like amazing. The soundtrack, I don't know what it is, but I'm hearing it's supposed to be really, really classic, old school, amazing soundtrack. So I'm probably not even gonna open that. I won't really care about the soundtrack too much. So, all right. So moving on, we of course got the game. The game, you know, that's all. I think it's funny that they gotta put also plays on 2DS. Like seriously, like it's funny.